Hello, everybody. Wow, I didn't really do much with my hair this morning. Okay, I'm just going to before I go out and start my day, bay swimming. I'm going to just do some, which means swimming in the bay, by the way. I'm going to do some little catch up, some details that will make my experiences on the farm make more sense. So first of all, let's start with a quarrel that I had with my mom, or the results of many quarrels. Basically, she said that I have bad vibes. I'm putting out bad vibes, and I said there's no such thing as vibes. And she said, well, either way, whether you're putting out bad vibes or whether there's no such thing as vibes, and I'm crazy, the solution is for us to put more distance between ourselves, which was pretty good. Her go-to response about a lot of things. Um, and unfortunately, when I went to the farm, were huge on talking about people's bad vibes. Okay, this was a 60s, 70s, let's call it meme before the internet. And I mean, it was just an inarticulate hippie way to, they didn't want to or couldn't, or maybe they were too stoned to really talk about the way a person was acting, behaving, putting out nonverbal or verbal signals that were making the other person feel not good. So instead, they would just say, "You're giving out bad vibes," and what good does that information do me? It doesn't tell me anything about how they want me to change my behavior. Somehow I'm putting out these psychic signals that I didn't even know I was putting out. The whole vibes meme started with the Beach Boys song, I believe, picking up good vibrations. And then John Lennon popularized it. And then it was everywhere. And I always hated it. I mean, weirdly, it's a neurotypical way to view things because they're just making these unconscious assumptions based on your body language or whatever, and finding a vague, barely verbal way to describe it. And when I moved to Richmond, there was a Rolling Stones article about, the late 60s, the Haight-Ashbury scene. And I got like so nostalgic, if that's the right word. I wanted the hippie thing to still be happening. And I wanted to be there. And ironically, I had been there, but I was a little kid. So I figured, well, at this age, I could properly enjoy it. Uh, and yeah, maybe I could have, but not for very long because it didn't last for very long. And when my parents got back from India, well, they hated my involvement with the Children of God, but they used logic to argue that everything I was saying was ridiculous. And most of it was. They were wrong about one thing. They said nobody in the Great Depression actually starved because there were soup lines, and so it was ridiculous for me to be learning about edible plants. People did starve, but most of what I was saying was ridiculous. But nevertheless, arguing with logic was not a helpful approach. I mean, especially at that age, my feelings did not care about their facts. And to a large extent, that's true of people at all ages. And God, it's taken me a long time to really learn that myself. But the children of God were feeding they were semi-satisfying a lot of emotional needs for companionship, for affection, for like stimulation, adventure, something to do, something interesting, and for some kind of meaning and sense of purpose in life. And that is what I would say a skillful parent should try to address the emotional undertones of what their kids are doing instead of just using logic. And I suppose that's true for everybody dealing with everybody. Sometimes I've used logic in an argument and won, like when I'm arguing with extreme right wingers. And anyway, that's a whole other story. But most of the time, like especially if you're with friends or whatever, that's really not the best way to do it. And yeah, so that all set the ground for them putting me on that bus for the farm. And since I don't want to wait too long before I go base swimming and it gets too cold, I am going to end this. Bye bye.